dancer. I know dancing like the back of my head. I'm a dancer.
107 Ferndale Radio. We are inside the Rust Belt Market. Big red couch. Never done an interview here before, but when I walk by, I'm like, this would, I think, make a great podcast spot. With me right now, I'm excited. This is like, I think, the fourth time we've chatted. Alex of Shortly. Hi.
Hi.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me. It's nice to see you, Dave.
So 2018, that was so long ago. And then I was recalling, we then chatted at Mopop. Remember Mopop?
I do remember Mopop. I'm gonna
R.I.P. Mopop.
Being loud. Okay. Oh my gosh, I loved Mopop. Playing Mopop was a dream come true. And now, have they?
Oh, it's done.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sad.
Did they turn that area into a park? Is that what I saw?
Yeah, that is true. So
it's an awesome park.
It is.
It's like a good trade-off. It's
Ralph
still
C.
cultural,
Wilson
but
Park or something.
it was so cool. And that year, Billie Eilish was playing too.
I know.
It was like she was like just starting to really.
Because they also booked Lizzo.
Yeah.
And then also St. Vincent before St. Vincent really took off.
Oh my God.
That was a fire.
Clara was on the same stage as me right after me because she was small.
It was, and like, as someone who used to go to Lollapalooza
awesome.
a lot, I was like, why can't we have our own Lala? And then we had that like mini Lala thanks to AEG, and then it went away, and that's sad. And I wish someone would bring something like that back.
It is sad. I think something about music in Detroit is we just want more of it in general, of any genre, any kind of. It's hard since the pandemic. So many iconic venues have closed down, and a lot of the independent spaces have closed down. But that's why it's so great to come back and like foster new communities again. It's kind of that metamorphosis that we talk about, and it's kind of weird to still feel that way because COVID was what. I mean, it's still here.
Right. Yeah.
But the lockdown was 5 years ago, going on 6 years ago, and there was like an aftershock of a lot of artists got quiet, and then now a lot of them I feel like I'm part of that wave. We kind of quieted down a little after like a couple of years. We like raised our voice again after the pandemic and then quieted down. And now I feel like people are just starting to feel more confident in creating those spaces again and coming back and doing their thing again. And it's the same way with the shows and the venues, starting new scenes, starting new spaces. And like we were talking about, finding a place and people to say and do what you want to do again. I don't know. The atmosphere is very much there. If there was going to be another Mopop, I guess now would be the time. We have the Petri dish ready for another Mopop.
Yes.
I want it.
And of course, like we do have other great music festivals. Movement obviously is huge and a world global destination for techno lovers and electronic music lovers. But just having that mini Lala, mini Coachella, whatever.
Yeah.
Just bringing that back. So yeah, that was the second time we talked. I remember we got to chat. It was a great day. It was on that Riverwalk. Third time you were here, 2021, I think.
Yes.
It was just a few weeks after your full-length debut, Dancer, came out. You signed to Triple Crown Records, if I'm recalling.
Yeah,
correctly.
I was on Triple Crown. Yeah, I was on Triple Crown for a while. Yeah.
And a lot of momentum there. I mean, the Dancer was great.
Thank you.
And is great. I don't know why I'm saying is great.
Rest in peace, Dancer.
Yeah. So now I'm sure people who are watching, wait, Shortly. Yes, I do remember Shortly. It's been a while, and I have said even in the, well, I guess I'll say now. Shortly we'll be at the Loving Touch Black Friday, November 28th. Opening for Gladdy and Algernon Cadwallader, who are also making a return after, I think, 12 years or so.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Like, that's a perfect segue, is it not? Like,
so it's been a long road for you to come back to live music. For people who aren't familiar, and if you feel comfortable talking about it, you had some health issues. What exactly happened?
Oh, my spine. Oh, Lord. So, I'm unfortunate in this, but there's people who have situations way worse than me. So I'm also fortunate in it, but I just have a bad back. People make this joke that as you get older, your back gets worse, but just like anything, things can happen at a young age. I'm lucky that I didn't have like a severe accident that made things paralyzed for the rest of my life. But I did learn pretty early on that I had degenerative disc disease in my spine, and that some of my discs in the lumbar region weren't so stable. And I'd kind of been herniating the same 3 discs in my spine over and over again since I was 19, which is what the song Dancer is about. Because it was 2015 when I was 19 years old. So lost myself from 15 to someone else's driving, didn't make a big scene. Will take a part of me from me, never stood straight again. All of those lyrics are about the accident I got in, where I found out at the hospital later that I had issues with my spine that were present beforehand and would be present afterwards, where I thought that this was something that was kind of immediate. So in the years that followed, obviously we were on tour, it would be like, if there's a bed, Alex is going to have the bed, because it was just such a risk that I'd herniate a disc again. And it just happened randomly, and it started to happen more frequently, and with less exertion behind it. Eventually I was just shaving my legs and I couldn't walk for a week or whatever. So it was actually the day of our wedding here at the Rust Belt. We got married at the Rust Belt, and I was just like carrying a thing of coffee from DoorDash up to my bridesmaids, and I leaned to press an elevator button and I kind of went straight to the floor. Ugh. And it sucked. And it was my wedding day. I was really lucky that I got a jumpsuit, because every girl dreams about how their dress would look flowing behind them.
Yeah.
So I was in a jumpsuit, so I was fine being in a wheelchair. We just like put my train on the wheelchair back, and I just...
Okay.
And then, thus began my year of rest and relaxation, where I realized that I had been kind of pushing myself too far as an instrumentalist, and I thought it was going to be a very short, this has happened, but it's just longer. You're going to heal and get through it. But after like many rounds of steroid injections and many rounds of physical therapy and seeing all these doctors, it was like, actually, you might not come back from this one the same way.
So no surgery. You haven't had any surgery.
You did, yeah. Which is, I'll wrap it up here. But then, 2023, I didn't do anything. I didn't play music. I didn't do anything except rest and recovery. Come the beginning of 2024, I realized that my life was just different, and it's okay to get surgery. So mid-2024, I had a spinal fusion, and that obviously kept me out of the scene for another 6 to 12 months, because that's how long the recovery is. I had to grow a bone. So they yanked that disc out, and I grew a bone, and I'm proud to say that that bone is there in me now, and it took very well. But some of the other discs aren't so great still, and so we're going in for a second surgery soon, but it's nowhere near as intense.
Okay.
It's just they're going to shave the disc. It's something relatively minor. It's like a routine procedure in the back world, but a large part
That's so
of...
crazy to describe as relatively minor.
I know. It's like, okay, it's a back surgery, so that's still pretty intense, and it is, but again, you just kind of have to count your blessings. And coming out on the other side of this spinal fusion, realizing that I was still in pain and that some things were just the state of my life now, I realized that I can't wait for music anymore. I'm not who I am. I can't be myself without my music, and I'm not going to find a path forward without my music being there with me. It's not at the end of the tunnel, as I thought. It was something that I needed to walk alongside me. So even though things are still chaotic in my health world all of the time, I've realized, which you would say is kind of a silly realization since I wrote a record about it, but like I was like, oh wait, this is like a really cool, chill, helpful thing that I do that really helps me express myself and feel better, like physically and mentally. And so here we are. I've got a rough spine and I've got a robotic spine in some spots, but I'm in a good mood about it. You know, I'm a lot better than I was when I thought, I'm young, this shouldn't be happening to me. I think that it's really easy to take a lot of things for granted, and now I just don't take so many things for granted, which is a good thing.
So when were the plans in place, or the discussions happen of joining that Algernon show?
Oh my gosh. So Joe from Algernon recorded all of our music, except for the first song. Matthew was recorded by Matt Caracas, which we thought was funny that his name was Matt in the song. It's not about him. But he recorded that song, and then every song after that was recorded by Joe Reinhardt of Algernon. Triple Crown had signed me and paid the money to get that recorded, and they were like, there's this guy in Philly I think you'd really click with. So Joe really quickly became a good friend of mine. I hadn't heard his music at the time. Like, I didn't know anything about him. This is just my friend Joe.
Right.
So it was really cool one day being like, oh, crap, you're a great musician. You're a phenomenal guitarist.
You're part of like the second and third wave of emo.
I was like, oh, this is awesome. And it was great because, you know, Austin and I started working with Joe in late 2017. The two of us drove out there in the snow, and he's here. I remember you had to fly home early because you had jury duty, and then I tried. Joe's texting his friends, like, asking. He's like, yeah, I just asked my lawyer friend. He said you should skip. You should drive home, dude. I drove home alone from Philly. I tracked the vocals in the cold, and then I drove home, and the snowy mountain. And I stopped through Amish country. I didn't know that you could pay. I don't know. We can talk about that some other time. But it's crazy, and I have a lot of good memories with Joe. So come 2020, he recorded Dancer as well, and I was very excited. I work at Kickstand, who is hosting the show.
Shout out to Kickstand.
Shout out Kickstand Productions. You rule. I love working for you, and I love you being a part of the ecosystem. I'm very privileged to work for a company that I fully stand behind and just adore. In the designer world, I got an advance that was like, here's the announce memo. You need to design art for this. And I was like, oh, this is my friend's show. This band isn't supposed to be playing shows ever again, so it's really cool that I know this. So I texted him, and I was like, Joe, this is so cool. I'm so excited to see you. I've never seen you play. And he was like, oh, crap, dude, you want to open? And so I was like, that's not why I texted you, but I'd totally bring the band back together this would be the perfect, I don't know, it just felt like the perfect opportunity, and like it was welcoming me back to kind of walk the path with people who were there and believed in me from the beginning. I couldn't ask for better people to open for, a better show to be, again, walking side by side with me through this journey. That's how that happened. Promise it's not any weird backdoor connections. They just know the music, and they like the music, and they were excited that I was there. So it was just very, very fortunate that I managed to know them.
You've been rehearsing for this show. You put it on your Instagram that you've been rehearsing till midnight one night. Was that practicing for this show? So was that the first time you really picked up the guitar again, or have you been kind of doing it a little bit during your recovery the last 4 years?
Oh, I've been playing music.
Oh, okay.
Not the electric guitar, though. Not the electric guitar. It's hard to get yourself to do that when your back hurts, because you realize that you can't really get on the ground and mess with your pedals. The amp is kind of, heavy and loud, so in my apartment it's hard to... And a lot of your life is kind of taken away from you when you have lumbar spine issues. I'm sure anybody here who has had any kind of pain in their spine knows, it's like, it's kind of hard to do things for a few days. But imagine, like, if I were to bend over and do something wrong with my pedal board, then I could be out for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks of my life. So I'm like...
Limited mobility sounds terrifying in general, no matter...
It is. It is terrifying.
No matter if it's just a day or years.
Yeah, many years. Yeah. And so that was kind of taunting me, the electric guitar in the corner, but I knew that I still needed to play. So I played my acoustic guitar, which is very light and easy to lay on your body when you're laying flat and having a bad day, as many have done in the eons and the eras before me.
But with a full band, was this the rehearsals for this show the first time?
Yep.
How did that feel?
Crazy. I had played a couple of shows since I went pretty much full acoustic, post-injury, you could say. But it was just me. Once I played an electric guitar, and I was with Austin, who is just like a rock for me. I love Austin so much, and he's always there for me. I started off doing the solo, then he joined me, and we did a lot of duo shows. So it still felt very like slipping back to my roots, playing those duo shows, and then going back and playing with a full band again, like with the drums. It was just like whiplash. It was very strange, very cool. And you think that there are things that you miss, and you're like, I know that I missed this thing. Yeah. It's so validating when you like get that thing again, and you're like, dang, that's really good. I think the best I can refer to that is like, you get a sandwich from a diner that's just to die for. And then you come back.
I love a good Reuben.
You do. And then you come back to that diner that's on the other end of the country, and you eat it again, and you're like, that's just as good as I remember. Like, that's so good.
Yeah.
Because you get let down by those things, and especially going through so many different things in my personal life and having fights with myself about whether or not music is even something I liked, let alone something I loved, let alone something I wanted to make my career. Coming back to it, I got teary-eyed the way home that day. I was like, yep, I really like singing with people who are playing music with me, and I don't know, it's something, I think everybody should try it. It's a lot different than karaoke. I can listen to the songs, but Yeah, playing alone is so different because I have all of the time in the world to critique myself and second guess myself. Like if I mess up a chord, I just pause for a second, then I play the chord correctly, but I can't do that if I'm playing with a band. We're all kind of trucking along this meditative path of getting this song done together, and it's a very wonderful cog in a machine I'm glad to be a part of again.
Do you feel like you're putting unnecessary pressure on you since this is your return show with a full band live?
Yeah, I mean, in some ways, yeah. There were some things to do with music that I knew I wasn't a fan of, but I was able to deal with because I was deep in the woods with it, right? And I was bummed that I didn't get to choose to step away from music, that I was kind of forced away from it. But after some time away, there was a lot less stress on me, and I didn't realize how much effort, just background RAM GPU of my body I was putting on worrying about like how people thought I sounded or looked or what I was doing next. It's like, even if you're not playing a show, there's one coming up, and you kind of remove yourself from all of that, and then all of a sudden I just had one show booked. And even just having this one show booked, I found myself starting to get stressed out again. But what I've been able to take with me is still that growth during those years of rest and relaxation where I catch myself putting pressure on it, and I think, nobody cares about this more than you. You know, nobody cares about this the way that you care about it, just like any insecurity you may have. I mean, I went down the aisle at my wedding in a wheelchair. You know, I had a spinal fusion. Like, humiliating things are going to happen to you in your life, and playing the wrong chord on stage is not one of them. I'm just glad I get to be up there and do things with my friends. So in some ways, yes, I'm stressed. But in other ways, I'm kind of seeing the growth of me being almost 30 years old. I'm like, oh yeah, I turned 30 soon, and like suddenly I don't have the mentality of a high schooler. It's really crazy how that works. Like,
so also during the time of while you were before you had to take a hiatus, you were also playing bass for Chloe Moriando's band, touring. So I know she's playing a show. I think she's opening for Water Parks.
Yeah, she's opening for Water Parks. She's crazy.
Are you going to? I know you're not. You're probably not going to do any touring anytime soon. No. But are you going to be dropping in that show or
I'll
doing
probably be stopping by to see her.
Okay.
I love her.
You've been like a mentor to her, right?
Yeah, you could say that. Yeah, now she's old enough, it feels weird to say that. You know, it's like, for a while, Chloe is 6 years younger than me. And I met her in 2018, just probably within a month of doing my first recording here. I was between two tours, and her agent and the owner of my record label were friends. And they were looking for a female pianist in the Detroit area to work with Chloe on a piano rendition of one of her songs. And at the time, I was 21, 22 years old, and she's 15. And 6 years, 7 years feels like a lot of difference when the difference is a 14, 15-year-old and somebody on the other side of college. But we met, and she became kind of like a little sister to me. And I was very fortunate that as her music grew and changed and evolved, and I grew and changed and evolved, we stayed in contact. One day she reached out. She's like, I want to be in a rock band. I want you to play music for my rock band. Will you play guitar for my rock band? I was like, yeah. And we put together a band, and there it was, you know?
And at times you were pulling double duty where you would open as Shortly.
Right.
Then play in her band. It was like when Ben Gibbard was doing the dual Postal Service Death Cab tour.
Oh my God, yeah. Can you imagine? Those sets are so much longer. I at least had like an opening set. You know, it's like 20, 30 minutes long. But yeah, I was. It, again, was just a dream come true. It's nothing better than touring and playing shows with people who know your music and believe in you. Nothing corporate about it. You know, they like hearing the songs. But those shows, I was tired.
Yeah.
You get to the venue, you load in, and then typically, you know, you sound check and then you eat while the opener's sound checking. But now I'm sound checking. So when am I going to eat? Because there's also 30 minutes between doors, and when I get on stage, that's when I eat. So getting ready for the show kind of in the van and then not really settling down until 10 p.m. that night. It was crazy, but it was so worth it. And I'm so privileged in the fact that I get to be, I'm so tired from playing 2 shows and getting paid to play 2 shows with people that really love me and believe in me all over the world. Like,
what a hard life.
Oh no. Yeah.
So there is a minor surgery in your future, but after that, obviously, I'm assuming going to be rehab and just getting yourself back on track.
Right.
What does the future of Shortly look like in your head?
In my head.
Are you trying to get back to that same path you were prior to the hiatus when Dancer came out and when you were signed to Triple Crown?
In short, no. Like, I'll be making music as Shortly, but in a very different way than I was before. I think that the landscape of the music industry is just so different that I couldn't get back there if I wanted to. Not to say that what I'll be doing isn't great and what exactly I want to do. I don't want to be signed to a record label anymore, and I'm not. I want to release music as it comes to me, as I believe in it, unfiltered. I don't want to worry about the way it sounds next to my affinity artists. I think a great example of this would be like Flawed Mangoes, an artist that went back and forth tweeting like hopecore, acoustic, and then the next thing he released was shoegaze, and his audience follows him. You know, they don't think this is that sound and that's the sound I'm going to for. They like the artist and they like the personhood. And I think that I have gotten to a point where I respect myself enough as an artist that I don't want to force myself into being just what people think Shortly is. Like, I'm so excited to hear another Shortly album. I'd like you to be excited to hear Shortly because it's me. And you're excited to hear what I'm going to make next. Which is very different than I think how things work now. It used to be that social media was kind of like a journal, or like you're posting and you know that people are going to read it. You post and you know that your friends are going to see it and they're going to read it. Right. And it really isn't that way now.
No, algorithms had to ruin everything.
The algorithms changed everything. And something that was weird on the transition near the end when I was releasing the album is I realized I didn't want to do a TikTok dance to my song. Like, I'm not going to make a dancer dance. Like, that's not... It was a point of contention. I was like, I'm not going to do this. Like, it's just not the way that I want to function. And I think that in this world now, it's harder to be a successful, like monetarily, this is your job, successful musician without making some sacrifices and selling your soul in a little bit to the social media cog and machine. And I refuse to do that. So I'll still be doing it. Yeah. But
in an organic
if you want to
way.
know, come to my Substack, I'll be making, I'm much more interested. I've done the glitz and glam. I did the tours with Chloe, showed me a lot of the world of the sold out shows and the bigger venues. And I realized, like, nothing feels better than a venue of people who really are there to listen to you and the community. So I'd rather play a garage show with people that are like-minded with me, host my own spaces, than try to turn myself into something that would fit anywhere and sell myself that way. So no, I won't be going back to the way I was, because I was very career-minded and like, I'm willing to sacrifice anything to make this work. And I'm not willing to sacrifice everything to make this work anymore, because it's going to work for me the way that it is. And I'm not going to turn it into something that it's not, And I think that it's still going to be damn good. Yeah. So, if not better. So.
Are you familiar with the artist Daffo?
I have not listened to Daffo.
So they were just in town opening up for Wednesday at the Majestic on Sunday. And I recently got into Daffo, and they're pretty young. And I read an interview where, now they're signed to Concord Records. And they said something about, my social media manager, she said I have to do a couple of fit check videos. I'm like, that sounds so depressing.
That sounds just horrible. That sounds awful. I mean...
That sounds like they're getting exploited.
It does. I mean, but we are. Are we not?
Yeah.
All of us, you're a creator, the creative, all creatives are exploited. Even if you're not selling yourself, if you're online in any way, shape, or form, AI is learning from you. Like, it's a rough world out there for a creative person, but that's why it's so important to get in touch with other people who care about human-made content and the humans behind that content.
But also, like, to the bootlickers that love using AI, go fuck yourself.
Oh,
because,
right? Like, come on.
I see it on my Twitter feed a lot of, like, when people, that fucking trend, people were using of AI with Miyazaki, ripping off Miyazaki.
That's, like, the worst one you could do. As an artist, oh my god, an anime lover. I'm an anime lover. I'm an illustrator. I'm a musician who's highly inspired by Miyazaki's soundtracks. That was just, I actually cried a couple of times. It made me so frustrated.
But people are like, oh yeah, pretty soon we're not going to need human artists. Where do you think AI is getting their fucking shit from?
Well, something that's very fun for me to think about is how AI is informed by what it's been fed, and the fact that if, cell phones didn't turn into touchscreen phones when this was being trained, then the whole world around you would be separate than what it's being trained on. The only reason it's accurate is because it's trained on what's happening right now. It's been sculpted over the course of many years on what's happening right now. But I don't think it keeps up very well. I don't. And at the end of the day, if you're familiar with AI art, you can tell that something's AI made.
Yeah.
And they're sure. Let me circle back. Something that's very interesting to me is taking a step outside of myself, kicking myself in the head, and remembering that everybody engages with media in such a different way. Like, some people don't listen to music. Like, they just don't.
They're insane, but yes.
It's like, it's like on the radio in the store. Like, they literally, they just don't listen to it. I was talking to my family about movies. They don't watch movies. I was like, have you seen this? Straight up, my sister said, I don't watch movies. What?
I will say,
that's fine.
Best Picture stuff, when they always announce the best,
that's
I'm
fine.
like, I've seen maybe one of these movies.
One is more than none, and so for some people, they don't engage with music in a way, in a meaningful way to them, where it's like, oh, but if the AI musician is able to make stuff that I enjoy listening to, then why does it matter? It's just not their world, and they won't get it. But to those who are part of it, you just kind of have to rebel against the machine, I guess, right? Until these corporations, they don't get our money. I'm seeing enough people are pulling their stuff from Spotify and
running ICE ads. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah, I know our company was very, well, don't enjoy our ad money anymore. You're not getting our ad money anymore. Because it's just, you have to have some degree of ethical consumption. There is no ethical consumption under capitalism, especially not one with AI. However, you can not give money to the ones that are actively like, this is good.
Right.
It's like, let's just do that. And I think the more we do that, the more we talk to each other about it. I've yet to meet one person in real life, who thinks that AI is like a great thing. I met one person who thought that it was a good thing, and he was very quickly talked out of it. He was in my voice acting class, and it was very fun because you'd think that as a voice actor, you'd be afraid of yourself being replaced by AI, but it just didn't click. Cause it's like, oh, I'm using this for something else. It's like,
I mean, that's the fight right now with video game voice actors, obviously other forms of media where voice actors are needed.
Yeah.
I think that the last SAG strike was a point of contention.
Yeah.
It's just generative AI is just so, even as someone like me who does digital marketing, like, am I going to have a job in the next 5 to 10 years?
You will. If you lose your job, they'll hire you back in 6 months and everything explodes.
When Skynet takes over.
when they realize, it's like all those government jobs. They let everybody off now. They're like, can you please come back?
Right.
I don't know how to do any of this, actually. AI said they could do it, but they were wrong.
Right. Well, I mean, I just saw a story today. It was something under video game news where the CEO of some company literally typed into AI going, how do I get out of this contract so I don't have to pay these developers like $200 million? I'm like, you piece of shit.
Yeah,
pay them their money.
Yeah, yep. That's like one of the least surprising things I've heard, given the climate. I don't know. All of this is just, it's why music is so important.
Yeah.
It's why art's important in general.
Right.
But
it is so depressing. It's everything I enjoy as a hobby. AI has its dirty hands on it, especially. I mean, I'm not a hardcore gamer like I used to be, but just the amount of layoff news over the last 18 months is so depressing, and these companies are making record profits.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm a gamer.
Epic Games makes billions of dollars off of Fortnite, and they still laid off like 10%
I know,
of their
and
workforce.
I'm a Fortnite player. That one really got me good. Austin and I play Fortnite. We played Crime City. That was a great season. I really liked it. They've got the Simpsons collab going. You've got like a whole month worth of
I
Simpsons
love that
money.
all these Sabrina Carpenters were murdering people.
It was hilarious. And you know who else is a good sweat? We got sweats that are, there's a Santa skin of Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg in like a Santa suit.
Yeah.
That guy's going to be nuts with the gun. You see somebody in a Snoop Dogg Santa suit, you got to run. Like, he's really, really strong. I know Fortnite like the back of my hand. It really upsets me when AI and evil capitalism, I don't want it to be in those spaces that you find yourself in to find comfort. You know,
Right.
I don't
And
want
not
to
even
worry
just
about
AI, just like all these CEOs,
greedy corporations, right? That's kind of, they're all grouped together.
Right now, Sony's like trying to we need to find that live service game hit. And if a developer comes out with a game, and Concord, for example, they just completely erase the game in general, fire all these developers.
Yeah.
It's just so maddening.
It is maddening. It is maddening. But I think slowly but surely, unfortunately, people don't care about this kind of thing until it happens to them.
Right, that's true.
Or, something they love.
Yeah.
But for better or for worse, spreading like the coronavirus. So eventually, it's going to touch something that you care about. And maybe then you'll unsubscribe to Spotify. Or you'll, do whatever you got to do to fight back against it. I think we're seeing now.
Go buy CDs now.
Right.
Zoomers.
Go buy a CD. Buy a CD. We were talking about this in my work meeting recently, about how Apple has made it very difficult for you to listen to physical media. It used to be that you could very easily just put songs on your iPhone and listen to it. There's all these back-end things you have to do now to be able to listen to just music that you own. But I think that this next generation's got it right. They're getting the nostalgia in some of the right places. I've seen some artists buy unused, like old iPod Touches or iPod Shuffles, MP3 players in general, and load their albums onto that. And then just sell that. Like, hey, my album's coming out. I'm going to sell 100 iPod Touches that have it on it. And it has just sparked this revolution, and I'm seeing more people. It's kind of like you see the physical headphones more often now instead of we're going backwards, and I think more and more people want to just own the song.
A couple of bands that I've been digging, both Pool Kids and Mama were selling cassette tapes. I bought them at their merch table. I was like, oh, okay, I'll buy these.
Good.
Yeah, I don't have a.
I don't have a cassette player.
Yeah, my last car had a cassette player, but I'll go find whatever. I'll go to a thrift store and find one.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd like to. Ideally, iTunes would be a thing again, though, and you could just know that you're spending 99 cents on the song. I get it.
And own your media and not deal with DRM and any of that crap.
Yeah. I feel this way about Adobe. What do you do in Adobe?
Yeah.
Why do I
have
pay?
to subscribe.
Why do I have to pay like $60 a month to have access to this program? It used to be, it's expensive, sure.
Yeah.
$800 or $900 to own Photoshop. That's a lot. But you own it. You've got it.
Yeah.
Come hell or high water, you've got that. Adobe Creative Cloud goes down. Photoshop doesn't exist anymore. Yes, it's got endless updates, but enjoy this thing that's like always kind of in limbo. It's never the perfect version of itself.
Right.
And for better or for worse, it's always got some things wrong with it instead of the polished, and you pay so much more money.
I got two more questions. First is, for the viewers, you will be seeing a couple of songs that shortly are playing, but one of them was an unreleased song, a newer song, that I'm assuming you'll be playing at the Algernon show?
I may or may not. It depends on whether or not I have to remove one of the songs.
What's like the percentage of new stuff people could hear during your set?
New stuff? Probably nothing.
Oh, okay.
Unless it's this song, which would be, Austin's here. I haven't even talked to him about it. No, sorry. But I have to figure out, it's like whether or not one of my guitars can do the thing, because I don't want to spend the entire set tuning. So it depends on the tunings, the tuning changes, so to make the set enjoyable for people. But I was thinking of hosting a Twitch stream, which I guess I can just say here. I'll be hosting a Twitch stream where I play 3 new songs, and depending on which gets the most votes, that's the song that I will record. And that's kind of where you're going to find the new songs. I'll announce that probably after my surgery.
And it won't get taken down because you own the music.
It's mine. And, Now it's officially, it'll be the copyright strike as it's there. It's not just on paper, it's on Twitch. That was me. I want to work with the people around me. I don't just want to, flaunt myself to them. But yeah, I may or may not play the show, but you'll hear it from me soon, and this certainly won't be the only show I'm playing. So.
And then last question, since I want to go off and end it on a more happy tune. So
Okay.
I remember seeing on your Instagram, you posted a photo of Shin and Lou from Sakamoto Days.
Oh my gosh.
What did you think of the most recent season that just ended?
I loved it.
Did you?
Yeah. I love Sakamoto Days a lot. Yeah. I liked it a lot. Go on.
And then B, so over the last, I think we're midway through the fall 2025 season, but like what has been over the last couple of years some of your favorite anime shows?
In the last couple of years?
Yeah.
See,
Or I
I'm
guess like right now, what are
I'm
you
keeping up.
What are you watching right now?
Oh, that's rough. I'm finally getting through Witch Watch right now, which is just a hilarious show.
That is
It's
really
so
funny.
fun, right?
Yeah.
This year, I watched for the first time Chihaya Furu.
I don't know that one.
Chihaya Furu. Very difficult to get somebody into it via the explanation of it. It's about Karuta, like card game. It's like
Okay.
a sports romance,
Okay.
and it's phenomenal. It's like one of my top.
Oh, like
Top three, top
Blue
five.
Box, is it?
Yes, Blue Box is even more of a romance. This, like,
Okay.
straight up, it took me a lot of convincing, but I finally got my husband to start watching it. Like, I just started a rewatch, and he's watching it with me, and he was like, this is the best sports anime I've ever seen. And it's about this card game. It's like this poetry card game even, but it's just so well written. Blue Box is great. That's another good one from the last, like, year.
Yeah.
Obviously, Frieren. Like, who doesn't love Frieren?
So this is the thing, like as I've gotten older, I can't really watch the dark, depressing shit anymore. Like
Yeah.
I dropped Attack on Titan because it took so long between seasons. So as I got older, I'm like, I just
Yeah.
want like comedy. I just want to laugh. And so, yes, as we talk, Sakamoto Days has been great. Witch Watch, just the insane scenario. Just
I know, I'm like barely into it, but I'm like, this has good Psyche K energy.
Oh.
Like, I really love Psyche K. There's some shows that I just revisit, and I'm like,
You're gonna really enjoy on the second half of the season. You think you're watching the wrong anime.
yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds like something they would
It's
do.
so
They've got a lot of
funny.
good bits in there.
Yeah.
The joking about Hunter x Hunter, like, is this adult tone?
yeah,
Like, this is great. And anime and video games are huge for me. I love them
Yeah.
a lot. I used to be quiet about it because I was afraid that I was going to get bullied,
It's a
even as
billion-dollar
an
industry
adult.
now.
Yeah, but now it's huge.
Yeah.
It's like, I can talk about it. Hey, guys,
Yeah.
let's play video games. Like,
my favorite, honestly, and I'm glad the new season's playing, Spy Family.
Spy Family's great. I haven't seen
just-
has it started? The new
Yes, yeah. This
Oh.
from Anya's shit-eating grin to just the dynamic of all the characters. But of course, my favorite has to be Bond when he borks.
Oh, yeah. I was just at Youmacon, and there's like an ungodly amount of Bond figures. And I just wanted all of them. They were so good. Oh, anime is important to me. Another avenue of creative expression that I'm exploring and have always wanted
you
to
drawing?
explore. I do draw.
Oh.
Yeah, but expression through voice is the voice acting
Oh yeah.
stuff.
So you said you were taking voice acting.
Yeah,
So are
yeah.
you trying to do some dubs?
Yeah.
Really?
I would really like to do some dubs. I love it. This is going to be the 30th time I've called out Austin, but Austin is here, and I'm always bugging him about how he has the perfect voice for voice acting. He's like, bringing it up again. He's just so good at it, and I love the way that I love theater. I love theater a lot, and I love performing. And I took a turn from theater to music. In late high school, I joined like the talent industry and did some acting, modeling stuff. I really hated that. And I think it's just because modeling, you don't really get to... You're truly, like, it's the most service level, like, there's an art to it, but...
Yeah.
I just studied design in college, and I worked for the theater department of Wayne State as a graphic designer. And hearing people rehearse their lines kind of confined to their desk, it's like, how are you going to change that up so that it works there?
Yeah.
I felt like hot shit because suddenly I was in a cool band and the band was doing well. And that was cool because I got to be on stage again. even though I was in college. And then that was kind of my outlet for that kind of expression. So now that that's been taken away from me and I'm kind of revisiting it, I'm realizing that I really just like to perform. And this is kind of a really good way for me to go back to being able to perform as an actor, being able to perform in general without worrying about my physical limitations and without worrying about how I look that day. You know, you can just get in a booth and you can make some people laugh.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that sounds just awesome to me.
So have you been auditioning for any roles?
I have been, yeah. I'm starting slow. I want to make sure that I get the right training.
So someone's going to fire up Crunchyroll, make sure they pick the dub version, and then they
Right.
may hear you.
Right. It's like, I watch sub, but if I like something enough, I'll go back and watch dub. But just Fire Emblem, video games,
Yeah.
you know, Persona, it'd be a dream to be in like the new Kingdom Hearts game. Yeah, you know, some like loud hubs.
Yeah.
Love
I
to-
still don't know how that new Kingdom Hearts, the artwork is very...
We'll find out in a decade.
Yeah, that's true, yeah.
I've got a lot of time to get into the new Kingdom Hearts game.
I got a big backlog, too, so I need to
Right.
get through all that.
But I mean, that's a good like full circle there is just, for the interview, is just there's so many different ways to express yourself. Just like the song Dancer. Where it's like you can express yourself even if you can't fully express yourself. There's always some way to get that itch out, and don't be afraid of exploring new things. Don't be afraid of revisiting things. Don't be afraid of embarrassing yourself. Like I was saying to you, a new motto of mine is to intentionally embarrass myself, not go out there and moon everybody. But if I'm like, if I'm the most afraid of, you know, oh, I don't want to talk to them. You know, I know that person from whatever on Twitter. Oh, I don't want to. When else are you going to get an opportunity to do that thing? So just do the thing and then, you know, cry about it later. It's embarrassing. 9 out of 10 times, I would say 10 out of 10 times for me, I'm glad that I did the thing I was afraid to do.
It's like when Napoleon Dynamite did that dance on the
Just
challenge
do
show.
it.
Yeah.
Just do it. Do the thing you're afraid of. And I feel like the more time I do that, the more, I don't know, the happier I am. And the more well-rounded I feel. Everything feels worth it when you do the things that you're afraid to do. Life is short. That's what this has all taught me.
Yeah.
I mean, even sitting here, I got married here 3 years ago, and it's like crazy that was 3 years ago. It's like, what do you mean I'm turning 30? I have to start using retinol? Like, this is... I don't want to use retinol. Oh my God.
Hey, I gotta take high blood pressure pills now. So.
Me too.
Oh, hell yeah!
Yeah, I got that pre-hypertension. I mean, who doesn't?
Oh man, adults, we suck. No, it's fun.
We're fine.
You can watch step 1 of Shortly's comeback, November 28th at The Loving Touch, as she opens for Algernon Cadwallader and Gladdy. Tickets are on sale at kickstandproductions.net. I believe thelovingtouch.com and ticketweb.com. And I think Loving Touch has a box office, or you can buy tickets at the web, probably. It's all the same people.
There should be walk-up tickets.
Yeah. So it's going to be an incredible show. Go to that show. I will be there. Plus, we're celebrating the 8th anniversary of Ferndale Radio. We always celebrate on Black Friday. So it'll be awesome. Alex, thank you so much. Can't wait for Shortly. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. I love coming back. I love it's like the 8-year anniversary of having me here. It's the 8-year anniversary of the radio. I don't know. It just feels very right. Thanks for hosting me, and thanks for hyping up the show. Please come see me play music. Please show them that it wasn't a bad idea to book me.
Or we'll guilt you.
Somebody, they still like me, I promise.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.